All right, we should be live on YouTube. Now let me go live on TikTok. There's a plate over here. I should.
Oh, here, give me.
Art, anime, drawing, and I'm just gonna say like, and hangout, and we'll just hit go live. Awesome. Test. Hello. I don't see the microphone working. Device or connection not available. Okay, so something's wrong with TikTok.
Oh.
Device or connection not available. Can y'all hear me on TikTok? Anything? Why does it say it's not working? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Test verified. So YT is working fine. You can hear me? Okay, well, TikTok app is telling me we have no audio. So if you can actually hear, we can't hear you? Never mind. Okay, so you can't. I don't know what's going on. It's... Hello? Hello? Device not connected or available. So something is wrong with TikTok app.
Oh, itself.
Yes.
Well, that's not something we can control.
Test. Test. Nope. So TikTok just refuses to hear our microphone.
Well, that's not good.
Audio mixer, it says device not connected or not available. Hello, YT. I have no idea. It's just not working. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to restart the TikTok app. It's not working. The app's like broken or something. It works totally fine on YouTube. TikTok just refusing to work. Maybe they've just stopped supporting their app because they think they're gonna get banned or something.
No.
Well, it sure takes a year for it to start. CanLink 4K not device not connected or available. What? HDMI CanLink 4K delete audio.
It goes.
Hello? Test. Go live. Animate drawing and hangout. Hello, Chuki, clear sky. Sorry, for some reason TikTok is not picking up our audio, even though you all add CanLink. How about that? There we go.
Hey.
Can y'all hear me now? On the music was allowed. Yeah, TikTok is totally busted right now. Okay, so you can hear me. Is the music loud? I think the TikTok app is having glitches or something.
Grandma's here.
No, it's good. Nimera, hello. Dahlia, stuff maybe. Join from your short. Yeah, so y'all sound good on TikTok now? Man, that was weird. I had to restart the app, delete, and then re-add the audio sources.
Oh, yeah. So here's your dinner or
Okay,
lunch.
all this stuff.
Yes, I did not clean this up earlier.
And we've got, just put this in that little garbage right there.
Sure.
I don't want to get, hold on, I don't want to get gouache in my soup.
Okay. I didn't know that there's
Yucky.
gouache on there. Yucky.
Music is fine. Hello, Toto.
Hey, hey.
Ivy, A. Grayson. All right. Hello again. Hello, Jelly, Saturn, Clear Sky, Chuki, Fenris, Kireji. So, might be a little bit more chill of a stream today.
Yeah. So we'll probably just do some doodles and just chill and then eat because we haven't eaten today.
For some reason, this PC does not feel like and chill. Anime, drawing, and chill. Yeah, we've had a lot going on the last couple days, so we were a little bit late. We literally just got home from being out all day, running around. So there we go. I'm so thankful for your side profile tutorial. Awesome! Yeah,
Hey.
it was kind of just a quick tutorial that Christina made.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you liked it.
I'm so glad you liked it.
It's not in any way meant to be an end-all, be-all tutorial.
Nope.
It's literally just like...
Me drawing a side profile.
Yeah. People, for some reason, think that when they see a tutorial,
It's got
it's
to be
supposed
the
to teach you how to
ultimate.
draw everything in the history of mankind that's ever been invented or will exist.
Or it's like a free thing that everybody expects to work perfectly fine or have
Yes.
everything that they need. Well,
Yep.
you know.
All right, so let me go ahead and content updates. We are live.
Oh my gosh, you guys can tell my hands shaky. I haven't eaten anything.
Yep.
I'm just running on an energy drink.
Yeah, we woke up today and immediately had to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys are doing good though. Oopsie.
Hello, I have a question. I like manga storytelling and concept art and illustration, so I was wondering what path would be good for me, visual development, illustration, or concept art. Well, I can't honestly tell you. I would say do the one that seems interesting. Every single one of those things you mentioned, you're going to need to learn drawing foundation for. So,
Yes.
drawing foundation, dimensional drawing, color theory, figure drawing and anatomy, costume design, you know, just design in general. So you don't actually have to decide immediately. I would start grinding out your foundational skills and message people who are currently doing the thing that you want to do and talk to them and ask them about it and find the same. Find what is find the same? What am I saying?
I think you just need a bite to eat.
Figure out if it sounds like fun. I would very much recommend, if you're wondering what industry to go into, talk to people who are currently working in that industry. Email them, message them, ask about that
Don't be
sort of thing.
shy.
I hope that answers your question. It's not really an answer. I can't tell you. I could say, oh, you should do concept art, but you may not want to do, you may not end up liking
Well,
it.
not all industries are the same, and there's a whole different culture for everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
And we can't, I mean, like, Colton can only speak for concept art. I can't really say for, you know, anime and animation or whatever.
Yeah.
But all of them would include drawing foundation, which
Well, I
is
don't think they
essential.
mention animation.
Oh,
Viz
okay.
dev, illustration, concept art.
Okay, then. I didn't hear all of it, so.
It depends. Ooh, I have food.
Yes, Colton has food. Yay.
Mukbang.
Mukbang time.
Okay, sorry, TikTok, I've been ignoring you for a little bit. Will you be on YT? Yes, it's the same username, Draw Anime Academy. You can go, we're alive on there right now. You can go over there directly from our profile.
Dry
And-
Anime Academy
Just put like an @ in front of it.
at YT. Did I do that right?
The @ goes
Oh,
in the front.
oops. Oopsie.
There you go. Okay. iPad, Procreate, link to brushes. Yeah, there's just one brush, and it is free, and you can get it in the description / our profile. If you're on TikTok, our profile. If you are on YT, our description. It will be a green button. It says digital brush.
Hey, no.
Okay. Making brush. Yes, Ariel on our profile. Hi, can I show you my side profiles on Discord and the art channel? No, we don't review anybody's art on stream. Do you guys ever draw in grayscale and then transition it to color? Sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Depends on the illustration if I feel like it.
can you show how to draw a 3/4 profile? I'm dying to learn.
A 3/4 profile.
Are you doing a 3/4 profile? Just a 3/4 view? Hello, Noel.
Yeah, I can write it down.
The only brush I've been using for months, thank you. It is a good brush.
I won't be doing too many tutorials today because it's kind of a chill one.
How long have you been drawing for? Both of us over 20 years. Wow, the PC is being really weird. It's like being really laggy sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes I'll see that.
So hopefully our audio is matched up with our video on YT. Hey Crits, good to see you again. What are you eating? Soybean stew.
Soybean stew.
With pork belly?
Yeah, pork belly.
It is absolutely fantastic. Look at this.
Oh, doesn't that look good?
Soybean stew with pork belly, and then I've got a little bowl of rice over here.
I just mixed mine up because I ain't gonna do all that, but it looks like a mess.
So good and tasty.
The audio is finally fixed. Yay!
How about that?
So a 3/4 head angle, you draw a sphere, and then you move your center line whatever side you want. Because it's turned, the center line will be more shifted to whatever direction that you're turning it to. And then you follow the center line, and then you drop it down as it goes away from the face, or as it goes away from the sphere. Here's your side of your head. Connect this line down a little bit further than the back of the head right here, and then you can connect the jaw like that. So I think a lot of people, when they think of the jawline, they think it needs to connect immediately to the circle, but that's not really the case. It actually sticks down, vertically down first, and then it connects like that. And then here, you can just make it whatever you want. You can push the cheek out like this, or if you want it more masculine, you can make it, straighter like that. And then you can add your features on top. And this is your center line, so most of your, like the nose and the mouth is going to be dependent on the center line, especially the nose, I would say. Mouth, usually people think that it's actually here, but that tends to make the mouth look really pushed out, so I would actually move it back in towards the face, and it looks more natural that way. And then there's your eyes. And there's your eyebrows. So that's how I would do a 3/4 face. That looks pretty natural. There we go. Add some blushies. Let's give him a smile to make it look a little bit more friendly and not monotone. Monotone? Not emotionless, I should say. 3/4 head. Add the neck. So instead of, if you want to add the neck, understand that in this angle, you won't see the neck going this way. Actually, you could if their neck was stretching out like this, but usually it's not the case. You kind of want it to be standing straight. So, and neck isn't like straight down either. So it's usually at an angle like that. Cylinder for the neck. Gotta eat.
Okay, thanks. How much perspective I need to it all the way to advance to master, or just up to intermediate? I mean, if you want to work proficiently, you're gonna have to get pretty good at it. Everything you will ever draw is going to be existing in 3D space, whether you like it or not. So like, even if I draw a really, really simple form, this is in 3D. Why? Because this is overlapping this and going in front of it. Here's the side, whatever it is, a bean, a butt, I don't know. Right? This has to do with perspective. Drawing anything 3D is in perspective. I don't like the way that people teach perspective, because they teach 1, 2, 3 point, horizon line, vanishing points, and they teach you always to start the same exact way, but not everything is at the same angle every time. So people have a really hard time going from line, vanishing point, line, line, pull out, line, line, right? Like, everybody's learned perspective like this, but then they go, well, how do I apply that to that? And they're completely lost.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, try to find some form drawing classes, some good form drawing classes and such, but everything you ever draw is going to be in perspective. Perspective is just a representation of a 3D object on a 2D surface. So, you know, this iPad, flat surface, but yet all of these things look 3D, so perspective is at play.
Somebody asked how to do a side profile, and you can actually, our latest TikTok is on side profiles, but I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth with it, because I didn't do that in the TikTok, but either way. I'd say when you draw the side profile, even though this is a circle, this is still a sphere. I mean, it's still a sphere. So you want to pretend, or just imagine that this is a 3D form. Here's the side of the head, as I drawn in the 3/4. Here is a line, or I like to draw it kind of like a curve, and this is kind of like a mask for the side profile. That is so, if I draw the features, I'm not going to go all the way inside like this, or I'm not going to go way too far out there and not know what I'm doing. So I like to place a guideline down here, and the chin can be however long you want. I'm going to place it here for more of an adult male.
You have a course in perspective. Yeah, in our anime art school, I have an entire class on perspective and dimensional drawing. So I go into drawing forms at different angles, drawing people at different angles, drawing the same pose in different angles, from up, from below, drawing environments, backgrounds, interiors, exteriors, you know, the basics, 1, 2, 3 point perspective, which is important.
I'm on your YT, but I don't see the live on there. I have the live on there.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live. I'm not sure.
Are you on the right profile?
I hope so.
Let me look. Let's reload this. Yep, there we are.
Yep. It's on the
15
home
watching. There we are. Ooh, we still have Jacob.
Yeah. Oh.
We should change
poor
that.
Jake.
We had Naomi recently. We had Jake.
Yes,
now
we
let's
have heard of the banana. We have heard of that. So eyes are halfway from the top to the bottom of the head. A little bit above that is the brow ridge. Halfway from the brow to the bottom of the face is generally where the nose is, and the mouth is about pretty close to the nose, maybe about halfway. So then all you have to do is push and pull out forms. So brow ridge comes out, then goes in, nose comes out, lands at the bottom of the nose right here. Lips, one overlaps the other.
Delish.
And then, this is where people kind of mess up, is they draw the chin going down like this. And now this actually works pretty good, but sometimes if you don't want that style, you can start from the lip, go from this point, and stick it out. See? This is what I mean by the guideline, is you kind of end your features from there. And then you got your eyes. Should be a little bit lower.
What kind of dress would Ray wear, or would she opt for feminine suit?
Probably feminine suit.
What would she actually look like in a dress? That would be fun.
You can put her in a dress. I don't care. I would love to see it. I would like to see your interpretation.
Yeah. Advice for getting rid of art block? Make a story. A lot of the time, art block comes from you have a comfort zone, and you only really feel comfortable drawing a very particular thing. And as soon as you try to move out of that comfort zone, you're like, oh my gosh, this looks terrible. So you're like afraid to move out of that. A lot of the time, not every time. And so, you know, art block a lot of the time comes from unrealistic expectations of yourself. It just depends. I think a lot of people throw around the term art block as a very general term, but most of the time it's like a specific problem. So try to figure out what specifically is leaving you uninspired or making you feel like you can't draw or whatever, and try to get at it from like a deeper angle. I have different advice for different like reasons that you could be experiencing that, but you know, a lot of the time it's a specific reason. Like, how do I get out of art block? Like, you could be having art block because you've got stuff going on in your personal life and you feel uninspired.
Yeah.
You could be going through art block because you are sad because you feel like none of your drawings turn out. You could be in art block because you can't think of anything to draw. I would give different advice for all three of those situations. Mainly just my drawings I feel look way worse than my other ones. So it's like that's like an expectation thing. Like, you want your drawings to turn out good, but it's not something that's within your control. And so it sounds like this happens a lot. It's very common, you know, being affected emotionally by something that's not within your power.
That's all in your headspace.
Yeah, and it's depressing.
Yeah.
And so that's like, it's like a mental thing.
So I'm going to cover a little bit on the male and female body differences because I know that people want some body tutorials. I'll do one kind of quickly though. I divided the torso into 2 boxes. So it looks like this, about 2 equal sized boxes, maybe should be a little bit smaller than that. The male body, you'll notice that I spread this out a little bit wider towards the top. And this one, I actually thinned it down around the rib cage. This is the end of the rib cage right here.
Hello, Masu.
Hey, Masu.
It is Procreate.
Yes.
Procreate on the iPad.
Here's the pelvis. Here's the 3-finger gap. Here's the pelvis. Key thing for guys is keep the upper body a lot wider than the pelvis, and for the girls, it's an hourglass shape. Generally, you can always change this up if you want. Trapezius, or the shoulder part, the slope around the neck, for guys, looks like an angle, like that. And for girls, it's more of a nice slippery slope. Makes it look more feminine, more graceful. Girls also have breasts, so we can just draw that in. I make sure to not have it hang super low, but this is where the sternum is, right here. And there's the opening of the rib cage. Boop, boop. And if you know this, you know the proportions, you can draw any type of body type. It just takes a bit of adjusting. Here's the deltoid and the shoulders and the arm. The shoulders tend to start almost immediately from this point right here, the end of the clavicle.
What drawing apps do I use if I don't have money? That would be a great Google search.
Yeah, there's a ton of free art programs out there.
Embrace failure. That's one way. Like rewiring your brain so you don't see failing as a bad thing. You know,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the modern education system really trains people that if they mess up, that it's like a horrible thing. But you learn from messing up.
It's like you learn all the tips and tricks about how to draw a side profile by drawing a lot of side profiles.
Yeah.
And seeing what you tend to do.
Yeah. Like you use unsuccessful drawings in order to learn what not to do.
I don't know what a spoon body shape is. You could just draw a spoon and add some legs. Actually, that's kind of cool. Whee! That's kind of... Oh no! That's horrible. Why did I do that? A nice looking spoon too. I don't know what a spoon body shape is. I'll have to look it up sometime. So does that mean that the upper body's like this? Like an egg shape? And then the arms are spindly, and then maybe the legs are also thin? Is that what you're getting at?
I got no idea.
I got no idea. But I mean, that's a fun looking body shape. Egg body shape.
If one were to want to get into art direction, how would they go about doing so? You have to work as an artist for a long time and build a lot of experience before you do art direction, generally. Art direction is a job that requires experience. So, yeah, if you want to art direct, you got to do art for a while first.
Well, you're the main designer, in a way. Like, you're the one that makes the big decisions. So if you're a novice, if you're like a beginner artist, you can't do art direction because you don't have the experience or the decisions that a pro would make.
How do you guys draw textures? When I draw textures or paint textures, I think about the different sliders, kind of like a 3D modeling or rendering program. So there's like reflectivity, roughness, height, smoothness, metallic, and it's a rendering thing. So if you want to draw different textures, how far do things stick up? Textures tend to show up around core shadows. So your textures will generally be the strongest in the highlights and also in the cores. And then do specific studies. So how matte or reflective is the material that you're drawing a texture of?
Yeah. And you can even like draw a little graph like this. And let's say you want to draw like concrete or paint concrete. So you look at concrete and then you're like, okay, how metallic is it? It's not metallic at all. Or it's not metallic at all.
Yeah, so like very low.
Very, very low. In fact, none, probably. Depending on the concrete.
How smooth is it?
How smooth is it?
Not very.
Not very smooth. Maybe here.
Yeah. Reflectivity? Not
None.
Very reflective. What's the color of it? Then you'll have like a color wheel or a color slider.
Yep.
And you kind of go through this mental list of things and you compare it against your matte surface rendering skills. If you take material rendering classes, you're going to be doing a lot of matte surface rendering of your different primitive forms, spheres, cones, cylinders, cubes, all that kind of stuff. And you take a reflectivity class or something, or a class on how to draw speculars and reflections and such. It's not going to be very reflective. It's concrete.
Well, you can even do this with hair, right? If I drew hair and I want this to be very matte, I know how to render hair, but all I have to do is be like, okay, that means there's not going to be a lot of speculars, but there's going to be some like shadows and stuff. So if I'm going to make very matte looking hair, I'm going to make sure that there's no sharp highlights. So all I have to do is just add in my shadows, keep it pretty smooth overall, and that's like matte looking hair. Maybe I'll add a little bit of shadow up at the top. And then if I want to make it more specular or make it more shiny, I'll be like, okay, in some areas, I'll make it harsher in the highlights.
How do you feel about the TikTok ban? It's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Hi, Moshi. Hello, Aurora. Hey, may I ask a good question? Sure. What about character design? What about it? I don't remember what your other comment was. Tips on studying other art styles. If you want to the best way to study other art styles is by coming from a place of good foundation.
Yeah.
So learn art and drawing foundation first, and then see how other artists apply it. And that includes shape and form language as well. Yep, we are also on YT. Worm's Eye View Faces. So like faces from below.
We'll cover different types of hair probably on another stream. It's kind of a chill
Can you
one.
explain how to study perspective? Because I started studying, but I can't get out of the boxes. Yeah, I could explain a little bit of that. Do you want to eat while I do something for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll bring it over.
You.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea with perspective, the thing that I don't like about perspective classes most of the time is when people teach them, they go draw a horizon line, draw a vanishing point and a vanishing point. This is 2-point perspective, and pull out your lines and do this sort of thing. Right? Which, again, this is correct. This is perspective. But it's a little bit limiting, in my opinion. Like, what happens if you want to draw a box from this angle? Right? What happens if you want to rotate that box like this and pull it down? like that. What happens if you want to keep rotating it?
I want to move that more to the side of it. There we go.
And pull it down over here.
Sub-Zero Beast, we don't change any pencil settings. We just downloaded it directly on our profile, and that's the same brush. Same brush settings.
How do you do this when it comes to setting up your horizon line and your vanishing points first? Very difficult. It's not intuitive at all. And then, if you want to turn this into some sort of an organic form, like a tail of a dragon or a lizard from below, let's just say, you know, actually, let's do this. All right, let's just say you want this to be like the tail of a lizard, and then you could come out, and maybe here's the body of it, or maybe it's like a snake or something. It's very difficult to do that while setting up a grid like this.
I mean, like, for every box you do, you have to continue doing the whole, like, vanishing point and all that stuff. And it gets really tiring.
So my recommendation is you understand perspective from this level, but you also get really good at drawing boxes at different angles. So drawing a box from any angle that you want. Like this. This is actually how pros work most of the time, especially concept artists, when you have to work fast. And then based on this, you could set up a grid easily. I could bring this back to my vanishing point. I could bring this back to my vanishing point and find the convergence. But I don't really need them to just sketch and come up with ideas like that. So with boxes, the idea is that you basically start with boxes and then you can modify them into different shapes if you know.
I'll cover different nose shapes in a bit.
You know how. So if I want to start with a box and I want to modify this into a different shape, I could do that by finding the center line and do that. And now all of a sudden,
you got a half cylinder.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a different form. And if I want to add something on top, you know,
it's like a little chip. It's fun.
You know, whatever. And this could be anything. It doesn't really matter what it is.
Thank you, Hu, Lane, and Desenho for the follow.
But it's the same with people as well. If I want to draw a person, I'm going to start with these primitive forms. And I go, okay, here's the neck, here's the ears.
Oh yeah, it is a little pizza oven. Thank you, Kyojuro's wife and Zach for the follow.
You know, and I could draw a box that kind of contains that form, that volume, and knowing, you know, why is the iPad always do this when I do it? My hand's like, it loves grabbing parts of my hand and thinking it's the finger.
Hey, Pomper and Lover. Can you do a tut on carving shapes? You just did that one, right?
Carving shapes?
It'll be very similar to how you did the adding forms on the on that box up there with the pizza oven.
Yeah, it would be very similar to that. But the thing about perspective is, if I draw a shape, this shape doesn't have any inherent perspective. It's just a shape.
Valerie says, I don't even draw, but these lives are so entertaining. I'm so glad we are entertaining for you.
So maybe I'm looking at this from the bottom. Easy. So I'm looking at this form from the bottom, looking up at it, right? And it kind of goes around like that. I could draw that kind of similar shape, or just a different shape, and I could instead be looking at it from the top.
Wow.
This is what character designers do. They make a shape, and then they add perspective. So they make a cool shape that they like, and then they decide what angle they're looking at it from.
Ooh, Swag says I got commissioned for the first time.
Nice.
Nice,
And
Swag.
so if I want to draw a floor around this, I could just do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Razor, we are art teachers. We have classes and stuff, so you can check that out in our profile.
You know, it would probably look something like that.
Saturn asks, I don't remember if this was said, are we doing any watercolor today?
I don't know.
If Dolly is here, maybe we'll see. She's the next on our list.
And then I decide where that form connects to the ground at. So let's say the middle of the form is right there. I could decide where this one connects to the ground at, you know. Again, it doesn't have to be in the middle of this box. It could be over here. So it really doesn't matter. And this is the thing that's lacking from a bunch of perspective classes, is the unification between character and caricature design and perspective, like hard surface objects.
Cass says, are these live drawings available in the Blue app? Yes. We post these after we do the demos and stuff, and they will be in the live demo section. Live demos channel. Or, yeah. What's the best way to start studying environments with proper colors?
Value.
Value.
Color doesn't really matter that much. It's value, and before it's value, it's shape. Color is kind of up to you.
I think I'm full. I'm excited for that too.
I would say start with limited palette studies for sure. It's if you want to make an environment with proper color, where's my iPad at? Can you go grab it?
Yes.
I think it's probably on my desk. If you wanna learn environments with proper color, start with limited palettes and really focus on the contrast between warm and cool. On my desk.
Oh, on your desk. Okay.
Underneath of that sketchbook, it looks like.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'll show you some examples. I was messing with my iPad earlier, so
There you go.
it wasn't where it was supposed to be. And I have to go to photos.
Artemis says, ooh, Cole's iPad is coming out. You know what that means.
Yeah.
Awesome art.
So for example, we've got this environment right here that I painted. This color palette is overall a pretty cool palette, right? We've got these blues and cyans in the background. And my warm, and when I push towards warm, I'm using this green. But this green could easily be a cool color if this scene were orange and red. See what I'm saying? So like really focus on the contrast of color between color temperature, warm and cool. The colors that you choose are not that important, are not as important as the comparisons between them. So let me see. You know, this one, here's more warm and cool. You can see that I've got this blue palette, and so there's a lot of blues and grays in here. And then my warm is this brown, like this warm brown color.
I love this piece.
Right there. So this is a very, very limited palette. And this green, this is not really green. This just looks green because of everything around it.
If you were to color sample that, I wonder what it would be.
It might be like a very, very, very desaturated yellow or something.
Wow.
Here's another very limited palette artwork. This entire artwork is just blue, and then there's a little bit of pink in there. And that's pretty much it. This color right here is actually blue. It's just very desaturated, and it looks like brown next to the very saturated.
I'm still like shook with that. Like,
right
what?
next to the very saturated color. Can you figure out how to put that into Procreate for me?
Yeah. On your iPad?
But yeah, so if you want to start drawing with color, shape is number one. You have a triangle, pyramid, shape,
Here you go.
value, and then color. Is this in Procreate itself?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That looks pretty brown. Let's color sample it. Uh-oh.
It's not brown.
It's blue. What? Well, what about right here? Still blue? Still
I
blue.
don't think they can see that.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. You're coloring.
So I'm color sampling all over this spot right here, which is warm compared to the snow. So I color sample in here. Blue.
What about that lighter bit?
What lighter bit? This lighter bit?
The lit side of the rock.
The lit side of the rock. There is no lit side of the rock.
That one.
That? Oh.
Yeah.
Still blue. Everything's blue. 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 But then if I go down here, look how much that saturation's jumped. So you can actually have a monochromatic palette and still get a warm and cool contrast just because gray is warm next to blue. So it looks like a warm.
I don't know if this is true, but you can tell if someone's a good artist based on their handwriting. This is industrial design handwriting, that's
not, I mean, I have pretty bad handwriting.
I have pretty bad handwriting too.
I've never had great handwriting, but basically, right, if I'm going in here and I'm choosing blue and I'm coloring something like this, I could just jump this up a lot.
See that a little bit higher this time. There we go.
And then I could stick this dark, desaturated blue in there, and that would be like my rock. And it would look a lot more...
Wow.
It would look a lot more... It would look a lot warmer compared to the blue around it.
So that's... put a person in there. That's a scene.
That's all that I did.
Put a tiny person on that rock. So it's like a waterfall. Oh.
Right? That's like
wow,
a limited palette. I only used blue. Like I you know, had this kind of blue, and then I pushed a little bit more towards cyan, and then this is all blue down here as well. But it's the exact same thing that I did in this artwork right here. And I've achieved, within one single color, plus black and white, warm and cool. And that's just what it is, right? Now this out here, this isn't all blue. It's not a monochromatic palette, right? See, this is in the orange. If I come down here, it's kind of pinkish, purple, pinkish, but it's very desaturated, right? This is probably going to be more of a pinkish as well. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
So, but just within this area specifically.
I was going to say, speaking of handwriting, I'm going to call out my grandma. My grandma has one of the nicest looking handwriting. She is so consistent with how she writes. It's insane.
Yeah, you finished?
Yeah, I'm done with eating.
Ooh, juice.
But you can have some of mine. But my grandma does not draw, but she has immaculate looking handwriting. How do you draw from hair from different angles?
Form drawing.
Form drawing. Draw a bunch of spheres in different angles and draw forms on top of those spheres.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the tips that I would do.
Yeah.
Like start with a sphere
like that. Draw a bunch of circles, you know, circle. Decide on your orientation. Maybe that one's there, maybe that one's there. So this is the direction that your sphere is facing. And then just start drawing hair around this.
Yep. There we go.
Right? You can go...
And you can think of hair kind of like blades of leaves, or, yeah, like blades of grass. And you can make it thicker or wider. You can think of them like flower petals. They'll usually start thin, then they widen out, and then they thin out again. So like if I will just steal this really quick.
Sure. What?
The hair generally likes to start from a point, and then it widens out, and it ends at a point like that. That's usually what anime hair kind of looks like. And so you repeat that over and over, wrapping it around, overlapping it, and you got hair.
You know, could do something like that.
Yeah.
Say we come down to this angle, and you go, here's the hairline. The bangs are going to really push out. Not that I'm necessarily trying to draw the exact same hairstyle, but try drawing it around that 3D form.
Push it out.
Really push it out.
Don't be afraid to go outside the form, outside the sphere, because that's just what's going to make the hair feel a lot more natural. If you try to keep it within the sphere, it's like it's going to look very flat. So yeah, see how much he's pushing the hair out.
Don't forget to overlap as well.
Yeah,
right?
Don't play it safe.
Yeah, like an object in front of another object creates a lot of depth. I'll do that better.
Well, Colin's pretty good at drawing anime hair now.
Objects in front of other objects, like we could have a big one in back, like that, creates depth. And you can go in here, and you can even erase out and just go.
And put a strand in front. That's what I like doing a lot.
Like that.
Ooh, that's a nice looking strand. I like that. Hey, Wolfpack.
Like that sort of thing.
Wolfpack, are you new here?
And just drew a ton of them now.
Oh,
Wolfpack's
okay,
been here a number of times.
Okay. I have not recognized.
So there you go. And just draw, just start with like a circle. It doesn't even have to be a good circle, you know? And again, you got that 3/4 head. You always want to think about where's the center line of your circle, hairline. Doesn't matter. I could put it higher, I could put it lower. People have different hairlines.
Hey, look, Christopher Vasquez says, didn't realize you all had TikTok. I've been using your books for practice since Christmas.
Oh, awesome.
Yay! Welcome.
Well, welcome.
You can follow us on YT. It's the same username, same name before the ban. Yeah, we're also making new content and stuff, so
Yep.
we're looking forward to that. Ooh, drawing slick back hair, huh? Kind of.
Abby hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got kind of like a bob. Her ear. What?
HGDJ says, yay, anime. Hope you will save the video. I am in bed already. This is a VOD, so that means it's already up and you can rewind, so it's already saved.
Yup.
How long did it take you to master hair?
I wouldn't say
I wouldn't say mastering it. I'd say it takes...
I certainly haven't mastered hair.
I haven't mastered hair either. I mean, like, I'm pretty good at drawing hair, but I wouldn't say, like, a master at it. Because there's different, like, levels of how people draw it. If you were to say how to get better and proficient at drawing hair, I would say if you do a lot of exercises, I honestly don't know. I don't know how much you practice. For me, it took a while, like years, but that's just because I just drew a lot. The more you just draw consistently, the faster you'll take to improve. So yeah. Hey, Mikey. What are your favorite exercises for them? I love drawing a lot of ribbons because hair is basically just comprised of a bunch of long flowing ribbons or short ribbons, and I like twisting them. So I like drawing a line. I can just do this really quick.
What? The ribbon thing?
Yeah, the ribbon. Or
yeah.
You can do it. You can just draw like a random line like this and then turn it into a ribbon. So you add an end and then you can like twist and turn it in whatever way you want. Raquel, I think we'll still be live on our YT channel. It's the same name, so you can go follow us there as well. And we'll be live on there. One thing I struggle with is proportion. Do you have any tips for that? Draw it a lot. What kind of proportions are you thinking about? I would say proportion's all about ratios, right? So like you have to know what half looks like. What is 1/2 of a line, or what is 1/3 or fourths, right? If you know how to divide by fourths, thirds, halves, eighths, you'll be able to nail it. You'll be able to figure out proportions a lot easier. When it comes to drawing faces, face proportion will depend, of course, on the person that you're drawing. I can cover a little bit of that in a bit. We'll see. Actually, if you want, you can go to our YT channel, and there's actually a video on how to draw anime faces in 15 minutes. You can actually check that out. I cover proportions on there, so you can look that up as well. I do not want to put math in my art. You do you, girl. Or whatever. I see what you mean with ribbon exercise. Yeah, I love the ribbon exercise. It's awesome. Posted my latest masterpiece on the Blue app. Nice, Kira G. Hey! Yeah, that's another way that you can break down hair as well. How Colin's doing. Thank you, Em, for the follow.
We've been out all day. I haven't warmed up at all.
I know. My lines are all shaky. I'm surprised how much you shake when you're hungry. It's like fatigued.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I know. You like to draw Abby's pupils or irises pretty narrow. I like it.
Yep.
It's cute.
I like drawing Cat Abby as well.
Cat Abby?
Which is like she's up to something, so she has pupils like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like that?
Yeah. I spent 4 whole hours making a masterpiece of art of my awesome sauce OCs. Nice, Crispy. Thank you, Cord, for the follow. What are you drinking? I'm drinking brown sugar boba latte. Has no boba in it though, but it's very good. I like it.
Sugar.
I would love to get sponsored by
Brown sugar milk tea latte. It's a
Yeah.
lie. It's a lie. They have this little boba thing at the bottom. It's a dog trash lie. Look, there's no boba in there. But it's good.
Hey, Kovu.
Here you go.
Okay. Want me to switch?
Sure.
Maybe I'll do some nose shapes really quickly.
I drew Ray last night traditionally.
Yes, it was so pretty.
I drew a bunch of her. A couple of her actually.
I would say she's one of my favorite. I mean, obviously she's my favorite to draw, but I think that once you get used to drawing her, she's actually really fun to draw.
Yeah, I've been trying to dial it in.
Guys, look at her.
Christina's the one who put the check marks there.
Yeah, I did put the check
And
marks
then I
there.
put a couple down there.
So that's her. That's my OC.
Yeah, I've been trying to draw her.
I think you're
I'm
doing a
not
great
good at
job.
drawing mommies yet.
Oh, brother. Yeah, you'll get there really fast. Nose
definitely
types.
improve.
Yes, for sure. Nose types. And I don't know if that person's still here, but maybe I'll draw in blue this time. I think blue's fun. I think the main components of noses, all you have to do is understand the main components of a nose, and then you can stylize it in any way you want. Okay, welcome. Or nice. Glad that you're here. So the bridge of the nose is basically like a box, but the bottom of the box is kind of shaped like a trapezoid. So that's what it tends to look like. For anime noses, it tends to have more of a triangular prism shape, like this, and the shape kind of morphs, or the forms kind of morph a little bit.
We got mommies. What about daddies?
Kind
of.
We have one. We have one that
I was trying to draw some daddies recently. if that's how
If that's how y'all want to say it.
y'all want to say it. Kind of.
I mean, they're kind of. They kind of. That's for sure.
I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people be like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like Victor from
I don't really
from
draw.
Arcade."
I don't really draw males that much. I've only spent the last couple days working on it.
So once you have this, you can then turn it into whatever style you want. So some artists will draw the bridge of the nose like that and add the nostril like this. There's other ones that will show the other side of the nose.
We might have to
Like
wrap
that.
up stream a little bit early today
Yeah,
because we actually got some
thinking.
business that we have to do tonight.
Yeah.
Dahlia, are you here?
Dahlia is here.
Dahlia, we're gonna have to figure out a specific day to get your next watercolor piece done.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go live on like an off day when you have time or something, and do that. What do you think? Saturday, Friday? We might be super busy coming up here in not too long. So
Here's another one. This one I intensified the bridge of the nose. I even added a little bone on the other side here. Here's the sides of the nose. So you can really style them in any way you want.
Friday,
Friday?
maybe. Fox, hey,
Hey,
how's it
Fox!
going?
Yeah, we had a big day today. It was fun, though.
Oh my
One of the... I'm just going to go a little bit off topic here, but one of the best ways that Colton showed drawing lips was he just, like, shaded the lip entirely and then just added the ends. And I really liked that. I really liked that. It checks out. I like it.
I've been here. Forgot it's Wednesday, to be honest.
And then just add a little highlight. There you got lips. Very subtle. I think with lips, I'm on a rabbit trail on lips for a little bit. People tend to draw the whole like outline like this. And that's fine and all if that's what you want. But I feel like it's nicer to go subtler. So, yeah.
Leave it to the imagination.
Yeah, leave it to the imagination.
Dingy, hello.
Hey, Dingy. You're not late. You're not that late.
Hi, I'm new here and super inspired. I'm a beginner learning how to draw anime and would love tips on improving from basics to full characters. What should I focus on first?
Oh, hey.
if you want to get better at drawing characters, there's going to be two main things. Figure drawing. Well, I would say probably three main things. Figure drawing, drawing good heads, and costume design and drawing.
Let's do that. Figure drawing.
Costume design / drawing. Or just drawing. You don't even have to come up with your own outfits. You could just do something.
Costume
Figure drawing. And like anime head drawing.
Yeah.
So if you're not interested in drawing real
Portraits.
heads, I would recommend you study real heads, like skulls and stuff.
Yeah, I would say like, I'd say portraits. Just
Anime,
say portraits.
or,
Anime.
yeah, portraiture.
Portraiture. These are like all the component skills that you need to learn to create characters.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be being able to draw in 3D included in these.
Yeah, dimensional drawing.
Dimensional drawing.
Dimensional drawing is perfect for anything. Like if you want to draw environments, characters, props, do dimensional drawing. That's going to help you the most. And that includes stuff like perspective and turning organic forms into something three-dimensional and turning shapes into something dimensional.
So I hope that's a good answer, Shadow.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, you can
practice
go
these.
check through our VODs. We have a lot of live streams where we talked about that. And also, we're going to be uploading a lot of content to our channel from this point forward, and we have already uploaded some content on that sort of thing. We also have a school online that teaches all of that.
Yes.
With a whole bunch of classes. So if you're looking...
Teaches you that.
So if you're looking for something a little bit more in-depth, a little bit more, like, structured with homework and specific lessons that you can watch through, we do have... What is on my net? Okay. We do have a bunch of classes online. So we have an anime art school, which is 7 different classes that cover all the basics. That's like a self-paced program, so you go through it at your own pace. It's just recorded. And then we also have a live class coming up in February called Anime Drawing Foundations, where we take you through all the basics as well.
And signups are still going on.
Yep.
So yeah.
So that's... You can look into that on our little linky in the description as well, if you're interested in that. Or you can send us a DM.
Yep.
But otherwise, we're going to continue going live on here for the foreseeable future and uploading video content onto our channels.
Yep. This channel specifically on YT,
Yep.
Draw Anime Academy. We post all of our VODs on there. In fact, we're live on there right now, and you can actually rewind. It's already up. So yeah.
Yep. Where are you going after the ban? We are already there. We're not going after the ban. We're already there, but we're on YT.
Yep.
And we have been. We're live there right now. We've been going live on YT for the last couple of months as well. So we will continue going live on there after, if TikTok unfortunately passes away in the United States, we'll still be there.
Yes. Passes away. Wow, Miko blue hair.
How long should you practice art? How good do you want to get?
Depends if you want it to be a hobby or do you want it to be like, if you just want to get pretty good, you know. Well, then again, pretty good is subjective.
Yeah, it's totally a subjective thing. Yeah, it's still up. It's still up whether it's going to be banned or not. They have not given a decision on it yet. I don't know. I think it's like 50-50.
Yeah, honestly, red outline with blue shading on the inside actually looks pretty cool. Pretty neat.
Hey, Tori, how's it going?
Hey, Tori.
Are your grandparents? Are your grandmas? Awesome. Very nice. I want to make a video game or webtoon in the future, so pretty good. How much time do you have? I'm just going to keep asking questions and for a while. Like, there's a lot of questions. How long should you practice?
Depends on what you want to do.
How long do you have? How much energy do you have? How much time are you willing to put in? You know, when I was in school, we were doing like 14, 15 hours a day of practice. When there were other times, a lot of people don't go below 5 hours a day who want to become pros, but it depends on how long you have. It depends on how much of a passion you have for it. You're certainly not going to become a pro anytime soon, you know, doing maybe like 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. Thanks, Izuku. This brush you can actually get on a profile. It's for free. I did not change any settings. I just downloaded it.
Kaito, no. Someone just presented something requesting that it be extended. It hasn't been confirmed yet, as far as I'm aware.
Honestly, pretty good looking tutorial sheet today. It's serving school pen doodles. Yeah, it is, honestly. I think it's the red. Oh, it's the red and the blue ballpoint pen vibe. You get what I mean? I haven't used those in forever. I remember the only time we used red pens was for corrections. That's nostalgic.
Hey, if there's one thing we're good at, it's going viral on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Where is everyone getting the TikTok info from?
Random
posts
on TikTok.
That's a purple.
I listened to the hearing. There's a lot of lawyers on TikTok that are, some of them are speculating on what they think will happen. Others are basically just like, this is what we know so far. But you can listen to the Supreme Court hearing. Please also consider physical health when drawing. I've heard horror stories of artists getting carpal tunnel from working their wrist too much without stretching. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never got carpal tunnel. I don't move my wrist a whole lot while I draw. I draw from the elbow.
We also draw
like
pretty
this.
light, so that means we make sure that our pen pressure makes it so that we don't have to press really hard, because that hurts.
Tito Senpai, hello and welcome. Hi, I'm a beginner and I don't know how to make hair look proportional or not being off to the side or to the top. Just putting the hair in the right spot?
I think draw the head like this first, and then what you can do to plan it first is, and actually asymmetry is not bad, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly in the center, but what you can do is draw an outline of how you want the hair to be on the outside. And once you like that, then you add in extra stuff. Like, let's say if I want my hair to be like kind of short like this, okay, I'm deciding that it's going to be wider on the sides and thinner on the bottom. And then because it's working really simply, I can determine how far to the side or how off center it can be, or I want it to be. And then this includes the bangs. And once I'm happy with it, then I add details. So you're not starting immediately from detail, you think bigger picture first. So yeah.
One really important skill that you want to develop is to be able to find the center line of an organic form.
Yes.
So, I can't find the center line unless I scoot over. But if you have an organic form, or if you have a circle, like this, you want to be able to find the center line of this. So this is going to have center lines wrapping around it like this. And you just want to make sure that these are consistent. Very wobbly lines, but they're pretty much in the right spot. You want to make sure that that's quite consistent. So if your head is turned this way, and this is the center line that you choose, you want to make sure that if there's an organic form, to find a really good center line. Now that could be the center line. This could be the center line if you want, right? Where this wraps around like that. Because the only difference between this and hair is pointy.
Pointy. Or blunt, whatever. Oh, hello, Witch Senpai.
You know?
I like tapering my hair strands. Because it's fun. It's a fun shape.
So if you want to draw hair on any goofy shape, you can do it.
Yeah. I want to add a face to that now.
Do it.
Hey, Mads.
I have a question as well. Hello, Witch Senpai. Lately, it feels like my proportions body-wise feel kind of weird despite having drawn a lot of people recently. I'm not sure if it's art block or not. What do you suggest? Just keep going with it. It takes time to get better. It takes a lot of time. Don't worry too much about how things turn out. Just keep pushing forward and try to enjoy the process of drawing.
There's always going to be periods of time where your drawing is going to look really nice for a while, and then it kind of dips a bit, and then, you know, it's like your body's adjusting to it. Muscle
Text
memory.
Perspective in your class? Yeah, my dimensional drawing class covers stuff like this. But Christina also has classes that talks a lot about anime heads and stuff. And
hair.
so a lot of this sort of stuff is in those classes as well.
I don't know who I'm drawing. I'm just going to draw a rando. I mean, it kind of looks like scene hair, so maybe I'll go with that. I'm not sure how much more tutorials we're gonna do today. What do you think, Colton?
Yep. Thank you everybody for coming as well. Spending your valuable time with us. That's the biggest thing that you could give us. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have, and if you're here brain rotting with us, then we really appreciate it. Saying hi and coming in and vibing.
Yep.
Yep, you can take as many screenshots as you want.
Well, these will all be posted. I don't know about this one because it's not really a tutorial. I'll probably take the tutorial bits out on another sheet. But yeah, all the tutorials and demos will be posted on our Blue app. She cute.
Really want to buy your guys' art school, but I'm overwhelmed with 6 college classes right now.
No worries.
It's all good. It is a self-paced class, so even if you get it, you don't have to do it on any sort of a timeline. You can do it on your own time.
The live classes is where you would need to commit more time. But even then, if you submit your work and you can't make it, and we'll still critique it and stuff.
That's great. Your first commission, huh? That's fun. How do you render eyes? There's so many different ways to render eyes. It's kind of up to you.
Yeah. I know that for anime eyes, understand where your light and shadow is. Generally, the most common way to do it is mark out where your shadow is, mark out where your lit side is. Generally, the dark side will be on the top, and including the pupil. Lit side will usually be on the bottom. Darkest part is where the highlight is, because it shows a bunch of contrast, right? And then you can add in, you know, however dark of eyes you want. To make it easier, here's a mid-tone. You can add a bottom highlight on the bottom because the bounce light is reflecting from the ground up into the bottom part of the eye. So this is a very simple way to do it, and it's very effective. I do this all the time. And of course...
The brush. A couple questions about the brush. You can get it for free. There's a free download for it. We put it up on Google Drive, and we put it for free in our bio.
Yes.
So you can go there. If you cannot see the linky on our bio, you can direct message us and ask for it. On that page, you're going to find, if you scroll down, a green button that says Digital Brush. You have to make sure that you order that, or you open it in your browser, or else it will not download. You'll get a bunch of random numbers and letters and stuff. It's a great brush, completely free. We got it for free from a free pack that we found online, and then we also put it up for free because we have so many people who ask about the brush on stream. We decided to just stick it up.
Yep.
So y'all can download that whenever you want. It's also in our Blue social server, our Blue app.
Yep.
In the resource share channel is a pinned message.
So I'm just gonna cover bangs and the side profile really quick. Start from your hairline. Bangs poof out a lot from the forehead, and they're short, so it's like a nice C curve. Then you decide where you want the bangs to end. Usually they end around the sides here because that's the side of your head, right? And then you can just add in extra strands overlapping each other. Bangs from the side view.
Yep. If the brush looks different when you use it, we literally just use default settings.
Yes.
So make sure that you're using a pen with sensitivity.
Pen
so
pressure.
If you are drawing on an iPad with a third-party pencil and you do not get pressure sensitivity, it will look like this. It will not look like this.
Right. And so that is not something that we can control.
Yes.
Because we literally don't change any pen pressure or settings or anything like that.
They're just default settings.
Yeah. Why did that thing dim?
Huh?
That dimmed. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, no problem.
Looks the same to me.
How do you differentiate between male and female side profiles? I'll have to do that some other time. It's kind of expansive. I could make a video on that, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's easy.
The video that Christina made on side profiles recently
had a guy and a girl.
Had a guy and a girl, but it's not meant to be like an all-inclusive, extensive
side profile
ultimately guide to every single face in the history of mankind, which some people
it's just 2 types.
Some people want in a 1-minute video somehow.
I don't know.
You know, it just depends.
The settings on our pen sensitivity, we don't change any of that. It's just default because it's the Apple Pencil Pro. I don't change any of this stuff.
Default.
Pretty
much just default.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to work with all that.
Yeah.
It's just all based on, like, I've just drawn a lot. So, like, if your lines don't look the same as mine, it's also because we may draw differently. So yeah. Like, I press pretty lightly and I go very wispy. You might not do that. So hey, Nox Rain. Maybe my hair doesn't make sense because I can't translate it at 3/4. That's all about dimensional drawing, Jelly. I think just draw it a lot. Most drawing questions will be answered the more you draw. So it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's just because you need more time and you need a lot more, experience with drawing these things. How many years would you say it would take to accomplish drawing/art? I'd say it's a lifetime.
It depends.
It depends on what you want. Get to. Yeah, what level you want.
It takes 0 time at all to be able to do art. You can pick up a pencil and draw a line, and that's art. So if that's all you want, then I'm very happy to say instantly.
Yeah. Just understand that there is a roadmap. If you want to get to a certain level, there's a way to do it. If you are just doing it as a hobby and you don't really want training, then it's going to your path is going to look very different. So I think for hobbyists, if you just, if you don't have any training whatsoever, or you kind of just draw on your own, and you don't really look at educational stuff, like, your journey is going to be very different from someone who has training.
I hope you guys are doing well. I am enjoying your classes. Awesome.
I'm so glad. Who said that?
Whimsy Wonder Palette.
Oh, nice.
Been checking out a lot of your tutorials. Wonderful work. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to get to where you are now? Many years.
Many years. Years of practice, years of classes, consistent work. I think the best way to get better at drawing is consistency and good practice. Good practice assignments. Assignments that will get you to just draw a lot and of the important fundamentals. So yeah.
What are your thoughts on using 3D models in Clip Studio Paint for proportions? I struggle with so much with it. Totally fine and acceptable. Like, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. If you want to improve quickly and get good at fundamentals, be careful that you're not using it as a crutch. If your goal is to improve at getting better at just drawing and making good looking artwork. So it's kind of like, it would be kind of like, I don't know. Can't really think of an analogy right now, but so it depends on what your goals are, right?
Maybe cooking.
Lots of professionals use 3D textures, specific brushes, all kinds of stuff, and their goal is to just get out the end product. They're not trying to prove that they can draw. They want to get out the end product. Lots of pros do that. If you're a student and you want to get better at drawing, it can end up becoming a crutch and holding you back if you are using them in, say, figure drawing assignments. So just keep in mind the intention of the final result. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it in any way, though. It's not immoral, it's not wrong. Use the tools that you have if you want to, make art.
Yeah, I would say if you are more focused on the drawing part, it'll be harder. Like let's say you've done, I don't know what I was getting at. If you're just trying to get better at drawing, maybe using those tools is probably not the way to go. If that's your goal, So I guess for an example is I used to use a bunch of photo bashing, meaning I just stuck a bunch of pictures together and just painted over it to get the result I wanted, but I did not have the underlying foundation of like figure drawing and character design. So when I tried drawing it, it just didn't really match up with what I wanted to do. And so, because I was using it as a crutch. So when I actually started just drawing a bunch of portraits, drawing a bunch of characters and figure drawing, then it's like, okay, I'm able to draw it now. I don't have to use other tools to get to that level.
Just got out of eye surgery. Hope it went well.
I hope it did go well. Yeah.
What common mistake would you? What's a common mistake you would see on others' art? Everything. I mean, I don't know. Like, not in a mean way, but just like, there's like.
We're speaking from a professional.
Pretty much everything. Like, not everybody has all the same mistakes, but like in other people's art, you know. I mean, maybe someone will make the head too small, or proportion or perspective issues or something, you know.
Value issues, I would say.
It's kind of a very broad question.
We see a lot of perspective issues because that's dimensional drawing. You know, proportional issues in figure drawing or in environments. Value, color, but more so value. But that's just because they don't have enough experience and enough practice. So it's not, that's just what's most common, I'd say. Like, maybe some people are stronger at drawing faces, but then the rest of the illustration kind of falls apart because they don't have other, all the other skills hasn't really caught up to that point because they've just mostly drawn faces. So someone can be really good at portraits, like me. Like, I would say I'm pretty good at people drawing, but when it comes to the other things, like, you know, environments and stuff, it maybe falls a bit. But that just takes practice.
Do you have a YT? Yes, we do. We're live on there right now.
Yes.
Same name, Draw Anime Academy. You can go find us on there. You can even get there from our TikTok profile. Thank you for teaching us. You're welcome.
But everybody has different strengths and what they like to start with first.
Do people need pressure sensitivity for drawing? No, not really.
Not always.
It helps a lot, but you don't need it.
I would say it replicates. Sorry. I would say it replicates like real life drawing. So, like drawing in real life. Yeah, traditional.
Are you saying digital art's not real life drawing?
I didn't mean it like that. I meant traditional, but for some reason the words did not come out the way I wanted it to.
No, you don't need it, but it would generally be beneficial.
Let me think. Did you start with realism first? I didn't. Just because I started with anime because I liked it. And then later on I started more realism stuff. And that helped me a bunch with my anime art later on. Mickey.
Yep.
She's cute.
What would you say is hard for drawing, digital or paper? Both.
Both.
Drawing is hard, period.
Yeah.
Regardless of medium.
Yep. I'd say if you can draw traditionally and you can draw really well, it usually transfers a lot easier digitally. It just takes a bit of getting used to, but you don't lose your ability to draw if you switch mediums.
Yeah.
Let me draw June. I haven't drawn her in a while.
I would say one of the biggest things, people getting started in art who want to get really good, like professional level, I would say one of the biggest things that people struggle with is people don't realize that up to a certain point, you're pretty much only drawing stickers. And what I mean is, like, you draw an anime head in 3/4, and you've, like, memorized the shapes required to draw the head in 3/4. So you know the eye looks like this. This eye looks like that. This hair looks like this. The chin looks like that. And like you're memorizing these two-dimensional shapes. And when you need to move from amateur to professional, you're gonna need to learn a combination. So you have to learn drawing in 3D. So like being able to draw the same thing from any angle or orientation rather than going, I can draw this 1 3/4 head in this one way.
Yeah, like let's say if this is all I know how to draw, transitioning to something else in a different angle will be very difficult because this is all I know how to do.
If you're not drawing in 3D.
Yeah, like
if you're only drawing in 2D. Art is
Right.
this weird thing where it requires both 3-dimensional and 2-dimensional thinking.
Ooh, what's with that circle?
And so it sounds strange, but a lot of people only think of the 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
So they only think, what's the shape here? What's the shape there? And so learning how objects and environments work in like a 3-dimensional way and how to draw things at any angle is what's truly going to liberate you.
Yeah. Dimensional drawing. Like drawing heads from a bottom view is very difficult because it's like you're not used to that. You don't understand. It's hard to digest and draw the forms correctly, and perspective and proportion also come at play. So if you don't get that right, it's very difficult. And I still struggle with that.
Should I use stabilization when or try to get better without it? I don't think stabilization for digital art is bad at all.
No, I use stabilization.
Like, if you draw traditionally with a marker, for example, like if I draw with this marker and I have a piece of paper and I draw that, that's very stable. The marker itself creates friction that stabilizes the pen.
Natural stabilization.
Natural stabilization. So if I want to draw on the iPad, this is a very slippery surface. It's not anywhere near as, doesn't have nearly as much grip as the pen on the paper. So I like to try and match the stabilization to what it feels like is happening on the traditional surface, like this. That's how I think about stabilization. If there's zero stabilization, it's like all wobbly, but that doesn't even happen when you draw a line on paper. If you're drawing with pencil, if you're drawing with pen, marker, there's always some sort of friction and resistance that helps stabilize your hand.
Yeah. I think saying that no stabilization allowed, especially for a slippery surface, is very hard on yourself. It's kind of unnatural.
It's not even mimicking traditional medium.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm using a paper, what's this thing called? A screen protector, and it has texture, so it helps me to draw a lot smoother, and I love it.
Yeah. Fastest way to improve anatomy?
Draw it a bunch.
Anatomy? Yeah. Draw it a bunch. Buy anatomy books and take the actual books, open them up, and like Morpho, for example, take the anatomy specifically, which is like muscles and information. Take the book, open it up, and copy all of the drawings over and over and over and over. That's how you will memorize the muscles and the shapes. Now, if you want to get better at drawing characters and people, I would recommend taking a figure drawing class or learning figure drawing.
Which I teach in our anime art school.
Anatomy is not the most important part of drawing characters and people.
Right.
Figure drawing in general is the most important thing. Anatomy is just anatomical information.
It will help, but it's not the most important.
It's part of it, but it's not the most important part.
Yeah. It only feels like the most important part because a lot of good artists know where all the muscles are, and you're like, man, I gotta know that. But before you know the anatomy, you gotta know the proportion, how big or small different parts of the body are compared to others. So yeah, and the forms as well. Hi again, I'm gonna try to catch all your streams. Thank you, Demonics. I think some drawing teachers don't realize how important it is for us to see the full process and not just skipping to the good parts. Yeah, I totally get what you mean.
Well, I don't think that there's very many drawing teachers out there that skip who, if you're taking like a live class from them, that live classes and full process like courses are so much better than like social media content. Social media content is designed to generate traffic and get views. Art classes are not. They're designed to teach you stuff.
Yeah.
I always recommend people take art classes. That doesn't mean that everything on social media is bad. Not at all. It's the intention of why it was created in the first place. Same goes with every kind of content on social media. Like, we're not going to put up some boring 2.5-hour long video on how to construct a
super specific thing.
A male torso with color-coded anatomy. Like, it's boring to do that. It's not even fun to make.
Yeah. And the people who are interested in it is kind of too few and far between.
Yeah.
To even be watching it, you know, and stuff.
Yeah. So, like, I don't feel like putting up a long art class on YT and making no money from it, not being able to make a living, and I'm just sitting there recording anatomy lessons all day. Boring.
Oh, I'd be bored to death. I mean, it'd be very easy for me to do because I ramble a lot, but it just would not be worth making.
Yeah.
I'd rather condense it and learn how to make more entertaining things that people can actually digest.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? How many videos on YT are there of fighter jets flying around and doing cool maneuvers versus full-length instructional videos on the very basics of fighting, of flying a fighter jet? Which one's more fun to watch?
I feel like for guys that would be fun to watch, but even then,
you know, it's like, it's not the sort of thing that, you know, if you want to become a fighter pilot, go to school, because
that's where they'll teach you all the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, all the nuts and bolts and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Rat King. Hanzo says, your daughter has talent, unlike your...
Oh, yes.
I'm his wife. But thank you. I really appreciate it. That's funny. We get a few more father-daughter comments lately.
I'd love to do actual class, but money is an object right now, sadly, so I'm jumping from YT to YT video. Yeah, I would say as soon as you're able to make money from your art, reinvest all of that money into mentors and paid classes. You will get better 10 times faster once that happens. Your learning curve will look like this.
Yep.
And this is the point where you start doing the paid classes and mentorships and stuff.
So don't be surprised, especially if you have never taken any classes before, that your improvement is very, very slow. One is because your arm is still trying to get used to drawing what you're seeing and trying to kind of just making sense of all of it. I mean, drawing is a lot of multitasking, so it's not easy. And so give yourself a little bit of grace on that. But when you start taking classes, you'll start understanding a lot more, you'll practice a lot more, and that's when your improvement skyrockets.
Do you think it's hard to transition from traditional paper to digital drawing? Not really. Not if you know what you're doing. A line is a line, a circle is a circle, a square is a square, the color red is the color red, whether it's on a piece of paper or a screen. Mm-hmm. All of the fundamentals are the same. It's just the technicalities of the medium. Light is light, dark is dark, brown is brown. Whether it's on a screen or whether it's on a canvas or whether it's on a piece of paper. That's not saying that there aren't differences and difficulties with an individual medium, but the foundation, they don't actually change. Maybe how you layer paint changes. Maybe, like, there are things about traditional mediums that are different, right? Like a wetter paint will stick to a thicker paint, or a lighter paint will stick to a thicker paint, for example. Like those sorts of things, which is, again, technicalities of the mediums.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's all good, Hanzo. Liz says, followed you here. Love your art tips. Thank you.
What do you think of gouache paint? Gouache is awesome.
Gouache is awesome. I love gouache.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It is expensive. It is very expensive.
So most people do very small gouache paintings because it's expensive.
They'll mix gouache and watercolor. And so they can use less gouache.
What if you can't go to art school?
We're
in
here.
this day and age, education, especially for art, in my opinion, is more accessible and better and more and less expensive than it has ever been in all of history. Mm-hmm. So you're in luck, because if you can't go to art school, I believe there's more good educational content out there than ever before.
I agree.
There are a lot of books. You can literally find them for free online, like PDFs of them.
Oh.
Like, you can, if you really want to find content for free, most stuff you can find for free.
Yeah. Well,
it just depends on your desire to learn what.
You don't really see a lot of, like, I feel like art has also become a lot more mainstream. Like, popularity wise. And so back then, art used to be very niche, and to get to a very high level, classes were not like super available. But now you got artists like Reno Tuna and a lot of anime artists that are literally posting courses online for very cheap.
Yeah.
And
Cheap to free.
Cheap to free, yeah. And back then, you know, it was kind of very hard to find because it was different.
The one and only Misaki has arrived. Hello, Misaki. I hope you had a good birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshly.
Were you gonna be getting our classes? I forget. I thought you said something about that at some point.
For your birthday.
Yeah, for like your birthday or something.
Look, I drew Mickey hair wet and hair down. How
As
do you
you
think?
should be drawing. I'm kidding. That's very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Art really skyrocketed. I feel encoded hidden VTubing became a popular thing. Yeah, and I feel like
webcomics and
I feel like as art and stuff like that becomes more mainstream, there's like gonna be this very massive audience of people who want to do it really quickly and are only interested in it because it's popular. And so you want to find the people who've been doing it for a long time and really know what they're talking about.
and also just have a huge passion for it, I think.
I was gonna get the first one till Noli Bear told me about the live, so now I want that one also.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you were gonna get the live.
I thought you were gonna get the live. Yay, we'll be not classmates. We'll be senseis and students. Art parents.
Art parents?
Are you guys on Twitch? No, we're not on Twitch right now.
Well,
Is
I
your-
think we'll be streaming here more
What?
often. I think we'll be streaming on YT more often.
We always stream on YT.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna continue streaming on YT. Thank you for motivating me. You're welcome. So the 21st to 25th, the latest. Okay.
Gotcha.
What was I gonna say? Are your art books for sale? If so, what's the price? Yes, they are. You can find them on Amazon. I think they're like $26.95 each.
Mm-hmm.
You can check them out on there. We got 2 volumes. The heck are they? Here they are. Yes, we have 2 published books. These are Toto's books.
Yep. So these are...
How to Draw Manga Volume 1.
That's what the cover looks like without the name tag.
Yup.
How to
And-
draw the basics of anime, including clothes and illustration making and proportion and
I
all
don't
that
like
stuff.
this.
Oh.
It's like damaged or something.
Oh.
I think
that's
we
not
need
good.
to.
We need to.
I think we need to get a new book for Toe.
Yeah. And we've been running a promotion.
Something
where
happened to the back of this book. It got like
Yeah.
a little bit.
that is not Toe's book anymore.
Got like a little bit roughed up right there. So
Yeah.
Toe Fungus, we will put in a fresh
Yep.
book.
If you do get Anime Art School and Anime Art School Live, as of right now, we are also making watercolor pictures of your
Yeah.
character. So if you do get Anime Art School or the live classes, you can get a watercolor thing of your OC, and we ship it with our 2 books.
Yup.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a super awesome promotion we're doing right now. That you'll get to watch it live on stream as well. So
We'll write you
there's a
down
whole
links.
bunch of where are they all?
Oh,
Here they are. Nope.
there's some here.
Okay.
And I also put them in my album.
Yup. So there's Toe Fungus's
It's all done in watercolor. And this
and
one
here is Crit's Can's watercolor image. So
With the
every
plastic.
time someone purchases our Anime Art School or Anime Art School Live, Anime Art School is $497. Anime Art School Live, which is the live classes coming up in February, is $600
US dollars.
US. Yes. And if you purchase either one of those, you will get a watercolor portrait of your character made live on stream.
Mm-hmm.
And you will get both of our books signed, and we will mail it to you. And we pay for shipping and everything, so you'll just have to wait for it to arrive in the mail.
Yep.
And we already got the boxes in, and I'm waiting for another shipment of book volume 2. It should be here in a couple of days, and we're gonna start shipping out all of the books. So, yeah, these are ones that were already
Done.
yeah. Otherwise, feel free to just hang out, watch our free content, and we will continue to be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah.
Even if TikTok gets banned, we are still going live. I got both books. Awesome. What?
I thought you said furry books, but you said free.
Oh, free. But yep, we will be going live here regularly, and hopefully TikTok doesn't get banned. But you
Hope
know,
not.
whatever happens, happens.
We're just
And
gonna.
we are really pushing hard on the YT channel right now.
Yes.
Putting up content, doing awesome stuff. We will know if TikTok gets banned, we will no longer have to deal with stinking, stupid TikTok alarm going off in the middle of stream like you just heard.
Are the lives also things we can go back to, or is it just the first one?
They're recorded.
They're recorded, so
They're recorded, yeah.
We'll
so
post the recorded.
The Zoom meetings, Misaki, I'm assuming you're talking about, are all recorded, and you will have access to them through the term. And if you're not able to show up to class, we'll still critique your work as long as you get your homework turned in, and you can go and watch it.
Yep.
And you can rewatch the lessons and stuff. Wait, we just have to buy the book for the watercolor? No, the school.
The school.
Anime art school or
The live
our
class.
live classes. That is the deal. You get our books for free if you get one of those.
Yep.
There's homework for the live classes coming up in February. There is, yes.
Yes.
It is going to be a live class starting February 8th on Saturday and running through April 12th for 10 weeks. And it's going to be a Zoom class, and we're going to do a lesson and then critiques afterward. And you can find out about that on our profile, or you can just message us about it. I can send you to it if you're interested. It's a perk for signing up for the live class. Yep. Or signing up for the non-live class. So for example, if you buy the live class and the anime art school, which is our recorded school, you'd get 2 watercolor.
Yep. Dahlia is actually one of the ones that's getting 2.
Yep.
And so we still have to do hers in a bit. Sometime.
Yup.
Make her eyes bigger.
Didn't hear that last part. If you sign up for the live classes and this anime art school complete edition, you get 2 watercolor drawings
Instead of 1.
and you can get 2 pairs of books. So if you have a friend, you can give them a pair of books,
And these will be signed books as well.
and they are both signed by both of us. It's actually the only way to get signed books.
Yes.
At the moment from us. Of our OC, yes, of
Yes,
your OC.
of your OC or your character. When you draw the head, are you using the circle at the start to judge where the eyes will be? I just draw the circle just to get the shape of the cranium. The face or the eye line will depend on how long I make the chin. But usually I like to put it, if this is the full length of the head, I like to put it, like, if this is halfway, it's a bit lower than that for girls. Or like a teenage girl, for example.
Yeah.
It will depend on what style that you're going for, though.
We passed 12,000 subscribers on YT.
Yay! I know, it's nice.
Yeah, we're really pushing to grow. I'm not concerned at all about being able to grow on our channel. It's just we got to put in the time and consistency, and that's it. I'm pretty happy with how it's going.
Dude, this style's pretty cute. I like it.
Would you ever play DTI on a live? Maybe someday.
I personally like playing DTI. It was very fun. So I would.
I don't really have a style yet, I don't think. I'm trying to improve my drawing, but I'm also learning 2D rigging and 3D modeling while working full-time. Awesome. I wouldn't even worry about developing a style. Just learn your foundations.
Yeah.
Just learn your foundation.
Your style will come to you. Your style will come.
You don't really, like, your style is going to develop naturally.
Yeah.
Based on what you're interested in what you draw and who you're inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
You could develop a style without ever even thinking about style once in your entire life. It develops naturally based on what you like and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you can absolutely influence how your style turns out.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is I know people who, in the very beginning, they're like, I want to work at Disney, or I want to work at Blizzard. And so they learned foundation and then practiced the Blizzard style or the Disney style, and then they ended up getting hired there.
Yep.
But they all have foundation.
Yep.
You can absolutely control your style through focused studies.
Mm-hmm. But I think that if you're a beginner, it's kind of early to think about it. So I'd say focus more on the foundation part.
Wanted to know some tips about Procreate. We don't really teach software stuff.
We just draw.
You're much better off finding a video on YT about like Procreate tips. I'm not good at using the app. We just use the basic stuff.
Yeah. This brush you can find on our profile, and we don't change anything on it. I'm literally just using the default settings from that brush. So yeah.
Yeah. And I don't really ever intend on teaching software.
No.
Software changes too much. We
Yeah.
would make a tutorial on Procreate or Photoshop, and in 6 months, they add new features that wouldn't be in that tutorial, and we'd have to remake the tutorial.
Well, another thing is that we use the very basic tools on Procreate or any program that we use. Like, all I use is the brush tool, the eraser tool, some layers, some selection tools, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's very basic stuff.
Yeah, I don't even use any of like the extra stuff on Procreate because I just don't feel like using it. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about running these live classes.
I am
really,
too.
really excited about it. We've got a bunch of people who are currently saving to enroll, and we got a couple people who have already enrolled.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited about it. I've taught live classes with students one-on-one in mentorships for years, and teaching students live online in like a classroom setting online is one of my favorite things. Practice style by thinking about what shapes I wanted to be altered by big and small, but it still come naturally with practice. Do you have to be over 18 to enroll? No.
No.
You have to be over 13 to enroll. Yeah, we don't, I don't really mind who signs up for the classes. It can be a beginner, it can be advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, law. The brush is in our bio. It is in there. It's the green button. It says digital brush. You have to make sure you open it in your browser because it will not download from the TikTok app.
Yep.
Where can I buy your book? You can get it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You can just look up Anime Academy, How to Draw Manga. And you can look for those book covers. You can look for those 2 book covers. This one and that one.
Just like that.
I would probably... Okay, so this book is good.
Yeah, that
this
book is
is
good.
the one that's a little
Busted.
bit damaged.
Yeah. We ain't giving a damaged book to one of our lovely mods.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to draw manga. So that's our first book, and How to Draw Characters is our second book.
Yup. We have 2 books. This is catchy.
Yeah, I like that. I think I added this one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I can open commissions to pay for it. Hey, sure, do what you want to do.
Which one should I start with? It depends what you want to learn. Book
Yeah.
1 is kind of on all the basics, like anatomy and the basics of drawing heads and clothes and folds and all that. Book 2 is on character design, so it talks a lot about shape and designing specific types of characters, different proportions, different vibes. It does a lot of facial expressions, a lot of character design, costuming, reference, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an absolute beginner, I would say book 1.
Yep.
But they're designed to be complementary to each other.
Yeah, they share the same skills and share the same content. But book 2 covers more on design. Got plenty of people on the YT today. How do you guys find shape language in anime? I remember someone telling me to try that, but I don't see it as clearly as, say, a cartoon character. I think cartoon characters, more specifically, are very exaggerated in their shapes. I think with any drawing, there's just shape design. It's not like with anime, for example, like shape design can be in the hair. So what that means is, let's say you have a character that has very blunt bangs, and you know, very straight bangs. That's part of the shape design. That's part of the shape language. You could find their shape language in their body type. Like with cartoons, like you'll see more like extreme things, like literally square shaped fingers. But with anime, they'll be a bit more. They have a mix, right? It won't be specifically squares. It'll be okay. Well, maybe it's a realistic hand, but maybe the fingers are slightly more built or have more knuckles. And that is part of the shape design. Right, but it's not as obvious as cartoons. Does that make sense? But I think anime is also a lot more geared towards Asian design ideals. So a lot of anime will have very similar body types, especially for the girls, and probably more like variety with the male body types. Actually, no, I would say they're pretty similar all throughout the genders for anime, because that's kind of like their idealized aesthetics. So I think you'll find a lot more variety in cartoons because it's Western and they like variety. With Japanese or Chinese, not so much. So that's why I would say it's kind of harder to find it. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. They have their own industry standards. Yeah, there's also closed hair and eyes, yeah. Huh?
What?
No, nothing. You want to wrap up soon?
Yeah.
We'll wind down. We'll do our wind down time then. Well, it's kind of already been wind down, but...
We could make some clothing YT videos.
Yeah, let's do some clothing YT videos.
That'd be fun.
I'll put that on the list.
Maybe we'll begin our wrap up process, which historically sometimes has taken 3 hours. Hello chat. Hey Sarah, what you got going on today? Drawing and work. Nisaki. Null. Sarah, hi. Dahlia says.
Hey Sarah.
Moot.
Hey Silly Bean. I don't know what moot is.
Yeah, like if you want to get good at drawing clothing, you have to understand the volumes under the clothing because it's completely affected by the shape of the body underneath. The folds themselves are just created by tension and compression. And so there's 7 different types of basic folds, and you can learn about those. But if you want to get good at costume, clothing, drawing, learn how to draw the simple body underneath in very simple volumes like a mannequin, and then you can drape the clothes over top of it in 3D. Moot is mutuals, which basically means you follow each other.
Oh, I see. Cyber, I don't think I've drawn your hair request yet, but I will be making videos on the list that I have. I have yet to make those. Technically am drawing long hair with curtain bangs right now.
Are you just making up these characters as you go? They're characters that are OCs.
Yeah.
That we already have.
This is Miki.
Yeah.
That's Cole's character specifically.
That's this character.
That's this character.
With her hair down and wet.
This one is Miko, which appears in book 1.
that one is this character.
I just write their names. Miko.
And then the one on below on the right is Christina's character, Ray. And then the one on the left looks like Tira.
Yeah, it's a rando, though. I'm just drawing long
curtain
hair.
bangs.
Yeah, I'm just drawing long hair with curtain bangs. But Tira does have curtain bangs. Well, they're too long to be bangs, but...
Colton does. Colton have hair? Yeah, I'm Aang. I just woke up after getting struck by lightning, and I have this crazy hair on my head.
You actually have
What's
hair.
all this about? No, I just got lazy and didn't shave for a while. I'll probably... I was planning on shaving today, but we got home literally minutes before we started stream.
Oh, Toad Sandwich is here.
Maybe bad anatomy before bad clothing, but IDK. Yeah, in order to do costume drawing, you really don't need anatomy.
No, you just need forms. Like, honestly, all the bodies that I do for clothes is just
very, very simple. Very simple
Macaroni
forms.
yeah.
Macaroni people.
Macaroni people. Because it's like, it's all covering the anatomy anyways.
Yeah.
Now, you can definitely use the clothes to show some anatomy, like if it's sticking to the arms.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need to know the anatomy and figure drawing in the areas that the clothes don't cover.
Yeah. Like tight shirt, we'll wrap around the deltoid, but that's, like, in the end, a deltoid is just a round form.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not saying don't learn anatomy, just saying you don't have to be an anatomical master in order to draw clothed figures.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would disagree with that, and most of them are not very good, and they're not pros.
Yeah.
You ask any pro who knows what they're talking about, they're going to be like, oh yeah, like, anatomy's good and all, but it's not all that important. It's not nearly as important as people think. It is important, but it's not as important as people think. And you'll see people who are really good, like Artwad, make videos talking about it, and everybody in the comments will be like, oh, I totally disagree. And you'll go to their profile, and they're just terrible. Like, they can't draw at all. And it's just like, okay, I'll listen to the absolute beginner artist, rather than the person who's been working professionally for 10 years doing character design.
Yep.
But, I just find it really funny. Rizzard.
Rizzard?
Thank you for the follow.
That's funny.
Alright, everybody. Maybe we will wrap everything up. Hey, Colton, how could we do the interest check, since sometimes pings don't work unless it's you?
Oh, okay, for the,
we can
Valentine's
do that whenever. When are you ready?
Yeah, we were really busy today, so sorry about that.
Yeah. No, we were out the whole day.
Yeah.
When do you want to do the interest check for the thing? Today, later?
We need the head pats. How many? I mean, you guys are at 24K, so if you guys all spammed a lot, we might reach 25K and give you guys head pats before we go.
Jim Lee said, I don't know who that is, that knowing all the details of anatomy is too much. It depends on what your goal is. If you want to be an anatomy teacher, knowing all the details of anatomy is not too much.
I think Jim Lee's that comic artist from DC. Is that
Yeah.
it?
If you want to do comic art and stuff, not at all. You don't need all the anatomy details.
Hey, looks like they reached it.
It depends if you're like, if you want to be an anatomy nerd or not. Like, I wouldn't say it hurts you. Is it necessary? Not at all.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to tell stories. Look at the original One Punch Man.
Good job, chat.
Jim Lee is head of DC, okay.
Okay. I was trying to find his name, but I didn't remember. I knew it was something simple.
Sounds like he would be the sort of person with the experience to know what they're talking about.
I like this art.
But another thing is that even people who are really experienced, they'll have opinions that vary from other people who are also experienced.
Oh, thanks, Mitch.
Don't take anything I say like at 100% truth. You know, do your own research.
Yeah, Colton, I think you should administer some head
You
pats.
want some head pats,
Yeah.
chat? All right. Good job. Thank you for reaching 25K. I know it was hard earned. We haven't been talking about it very much, so
I think it's quite impressive.
it is impressive considering the situation, the current state of head pats. Head pats, chat. I don't know if you realize this, chat. Today's the 15th. 17th is Thursday. 18th is Friday.
I mean,
And the 19th, 16th, sorry. 16th is Thursday. The 17th
Friday.
is Friday. That means on Sunday, we may no longer have the ability to stream from this app here on TikTok. So we may have one stream left on TikTok before we get our T clocked. So that does not mean it's our last stream. We will absolutely be going live on YouTube. And I'm saying the word because our stream's almost over. We're still going live on YouTube. We will not stop going live on YouTube just because TikTok gets banned, if it does. This may be our second to last stream on TikTok. I don't know what's going to happen to the future of chat, head pads.
I don't know. We're going to have to change things up.
We're going to have to figure out some sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. If that happens.
Maybe it could be super chat stuff.
Nar, rip baby chat. I don't think baby chat's down and out quite yet.
No. We'll still call you guys baby chat.
Yeah.
YouTube baby chat.
So yeah. Absolutely interesting. It won't get banned. I hope not.
I hope not.
But that's not up to us. That's up to the Supreme Court. Whether they want to reverse it or not. TikTok. Some people say that TikTok's playing a game of chicken.
Kobe says you all were divas while you lasted. Well, we're still gonna be on. It'll just be on a different platform.
Yup. And if y'all don't follow us over to YouTube,
I don't know what y'all doing. I'm kidding.
Where we stream, then I guess y'all weren't really real fans.
You guys weren't baddies.
If you don't follow us there, then you didn't like us enough, and to follow us there. So yeah, it is in the United States, which we currently live. So yeah, crazy. We'll keep in contact with you through Discord. And if you see us come Monday, then apparently it didn't get banned. Or we found some sort of a workaround. Mm-hmm. I'll miss you, TikTok. We never hit 1 million likes. Yup.
Mm-hmm. We didn't know this was going to happen.
So, I don't know. I mean, we're going to do what we're going to do. We did our stuff. Christine and I published 2 books before we ever even started going live on TikTok. So, even if we can't stream it all on any platform, I mean, we're not quitting our business, so. But yeah, awesome. Thank you for showing up, everybody. We hit 25K, that's good. And yeah.
I will send the tutorial sheet and some of our doodles onto our Discord. And we're saying those banned words because it's the end of the live anyway.
Yeah, the end of the live, I don't care about banned words.
I don't care.
I'll say YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Take care. Awesome. 1 like on YT goes 25,000 likes on TikTok. Oh, yes, for sure. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
See y'all. YouTube. We'll talk to you later as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.